What I like to do is just general introduction. Name, what surgery you had, and how long ago.
My name is Tim Kelly. I had the surgery March 10th, 2015.
Gotcha.
I had the bypass surgery after consultation with you because I was also diabetic, and I looked at the sleeve and I was looking at the bypass. We had a phone conversation. I said, I investigated the bypass. It seemed to have a better statistical average with diabetes. You said, absolutely right, let's go for it. And we did.
So you're 2 years out.
2 years in a month.
So you had diabetes, is it gone?
It was, my A1C was 9 something before surgery. I had it last month, it's 5.5.
Oh, that's normal.
Yes,
about
in
that?
the normal range.
It's
But that
crazy.
happened pretty soon after the
Yeah.
surgery.
And so what were you taking for it before?
Oh, 2 shots of insulin. I was taking glipizide. I was on blood pressure medication, and I don't take any of that.
So your hypertension's gone too?
110/70 last
No meds?
last month. No meds.
Oh, how about that?
No meds.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. What else is going on? Any other medical problems?
I'm pretty, for the shape I'm in, I'm pretty healthy.
What's that mean,
And-
the shape I'm in?
Well, I'm post-polio.
Right.
I had polio when I was 11 months old. That's why I'm in a chair. And I had contracted post-polio syndrome, or just the late effects of polio, in my 40s. And as my mobility decreased, my weight increased,
Right.
which made transferring harder, which made my blood pressure climb,
Right.
which made me buy new, bigger clothes.
So this was not going well.
No, it wasn't going well.
How much
It
weight have you
wasn't.
lost?
80 something.
Nice. And you
It's
maintain.
a little hard to weigh in
Sure.
being in the chair.
Yeah.
I have maintained. So I was 46 waist and I wear 34s.
So we went from 46, so we brought some visual cues here. 30. Now you told me something special about the 46.
Oh, they were down below.
Below the fold.
Yes,
Yeah.
below the fold. And the 34s.
Are in the right spot.
Right, in the right spot.
And I am a 34. You and I have the same waist size right now.
So it's the difference is amazing.
Yeah.
I think what I had going for me was a decision to be committed to do this, a feeling that I'm blessed by the opportunity, but I'm also responsible for, after this happens, doing what I need to do.
Sure. Now what's been the hardest thing?
There hasn't been a lot that's really hard.
Really?
There hasn't been a lot that's really hard. I mean, frankly, one of the advantages with the bypass is it's thankfully unforgiving at the beginning, which is a good thing.
You needed
I
that.
think I needed that,
Sure.
and that kind of trained me. And I describe myself as like a motorist who doesn't speed because he's got a governor in his car.
Right. Oh, that's actually a really good way of looking at it.
And I have a governor,
Uh-huh.
and it's still working. It's still working, and I want to make sure that it still works. So I don't overeat at any time.
Sure.
I sometimes ate more frequently than I did before, but small amounts.
Now what's been the best thing?
Losing the diabetes medications.
Yeah. That scared you.
Well, yeah. My wife is dealing with diabetes. She's not heavy enough to qualify for this surgery.
Sure.
I wish she was. But, all of the complications of diabetes. But the other thing was, and I don't want to be overly dramatic, but I wanted to live long enough to see my kids graduate from high school or get married.
Right.
And
How's that going?
Well, they're still in grade school, but I'm planning on it.
Oh yeah.
I'm planning on it, and as I said, I had the vitals taken, and everything really looks good.
Sure.
Really
Now you're a
looks
very
good.
public figure. You're a minister.
I'm retired now, but I was for most of my life in California,
Yeah.
and used to being in front of people and speaking and all of that.
And now you're a shepherd.
I am. I
Yeah.
was ordained at the Littleton Church as one of their shepherds. along with many other people. I'm blessed by that. I think God has blessed me. Kind of the perspective I bring, I said I'm post-polio. Polio was what I have, but it's not who I am.
Very important difference.
It is.
Not many people in a motorized chair for pretty much life would say that.
Well, if your sense of identity comes from mobility, or I would say weight.
Right.
You know, I was obese, but that's not who I was.
Right. Well, that's where I'm taking it. So
Yeah.
how do you differentiate that?
My understanding of who I am comes from my Creator.
Right.
I'm an image bearer of God,
Love that.
which means I'm free to choose, and I'm responsible for my choices. That's part of what bearing the image of God means, I think.
Right.
So I'm free to say though there are things I can't change about polio, there are things I can in my head, in my self-esteem as a child of God. But there was something to do about the obesity.
Interesting. So you have free will and choice.
And
you exercise that
responsibility.
choice. So your decision to have bariatric surgery, noting the magnitude of the medical things you had going on, first of all, was a rational choice because you're a good researcher on having bariatric surgery to make your health better and make your life better. How has it freed you up?
Oh, well, it's freed me up a great deal in terms of every time I transfer from this chair, I'm having to transfer about 80-something pounds fewer than I did before, which also means my wife is spared a lot of tugging and pushing and pulling.
Sure.
And anything I can do for her, because I am a very blessed man with her, I'm happy to do.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it's changed it's made every movement easier.
What are you doing for fun now?
Oh, well, I'm teaching, I think it's fun. I teach a Bible class.
Okay.
I'm teaching a class in Luke. I love doing that.
How's your energy?
You know, I was asked that question about 3 weeks after surgery. And it was asked like, what's your energy level? 100%, 20%, 30%? I said, it's 100% now. And it's, in terms of where it was before, much more.
So you feel more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. I love that.
I do too.
So how has this changed your life, your trajectory? What's going on?
Well, it's lengthened it.
Sure.
And
you feel that?
I'm convinced. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting experience. I was back in California where I was a minister, and I went to the church where I was preaching, and a friend came in, hadn't seen me since before. He said, "Where's your other half?" And I'm not talking about your wife.
That's good. That would also make a good bumper sticker.
So I am very grateful, and I think gratitude, you can't be happy if you're not grateful. And I'm very grateful. The Rose medical staff was incredible all the way through.
Tell me about your hospital experience.
It was wonderful. I mean, obviously there's minor discomfort in surgery and all of that, but just wonderful.
You felt like they knew what they were doing?
Oh yeah.
You know, we spend a lot of time creating a bariatric-friendly OR. I have my own OR, bariatric-friendly ward. We have our own ward. We have our own nurses. I mean, so you really feel like people knew what they were doing when they were dealing with you?
Oh, yes.
They were dialed in?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even almost 2 years later, you feel real good?
Yeah, certainly. Nothing has changed with that. Yeah. But not just, the nursing and staff in the hospital.
Yeah.
Your staff. I was fortunate enough to get hooked with Diane Wild, who amazing. Guided me through. She was wonderful.
Yeah.
And a doctor that connected me to you, Marnie Uhlberg, is a polio survivor herself. Sure. She suggested this, and turns out she's a cousin of Diane Wild's.
Really?
So there you go.
There you go. It's all in the family. It's all in the family.
World. But she's been really wonderful.
Yeah. So if someone came to
and
you
Amanda.
Oh yeah. We're going to keep Amanda. Don't tell her, though.
Good move on your part.
So if someone were considering bariatric surgery and came to you and said, look, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about bariatric surgery, but I don't know if it's a good idea. What would you say to them?
First, I would say, I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is my experience.
Right.
I can tell you that it did some amazing things for me. And if your head's in the right place, it's a good move. It could be a very good move for you. But all I can tell you is how it changed my life and made my life better. So in terms of my experience, if that means something for you, it's been tremendous.
I like that. So it's almost like leading by example on some level.
Yeah.
So what are the things you do? You knew what your poisons were before, right? What are some things you do mindfully with diet and activity that are different, that you think are your secrets to your success post-bariatric surgery? Because it's just a tool.
Well, one thing in terms of diet change, obviously quantity has changed drastically.
Sure.
But I'm also learning to really enjoy a lower carb, higher protein, and trying to help my wife in this, and that's really helped her blood sugar levels too. She's trying to be grain free.
Do you feel like you're missing out?
No.
I mean,
really
you've been to
don't.
what, 2 Christmases now?
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're missing out?
No. I know there are trade-offs.
Yeah.
But the plus side is such a big plus.
You're
And the
mindful.
minus side is such a little minus.
Right. Okay.
I mean, you weigh them together and it's a no-brainer.
Sure. Well, it's interesting because you're a very particular example because your mobility is so limited. So you're all about the mechanics of weight control after surgery with diet. I can't say to you, be a major exerciser because the Post-Polio Syndrome specifically doesn't allow that or encourage that.
Right.
So for you, it's also your mindfulness and you do with such success with diet has been incredible.
Right. And I've been to a seminar and seen people come in on walkers and chairs.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, don't give up because you can't exercise.
What else are you doing for fun? You say you're teaching Bible class.
Oh, I love to tinker with computers and that kind of thing, and just get outside and get some air in the chair. Doesn't mean I'm housebound just because I'm in a chair.
Now, tell me about dealing with my office. How did you choose my office? How did you choose the Denver Center for Bariatric Surgery? What were you thinking? Because you're a very savvy computer, a very savvy consumer.
I came because of referrals.
Okay.
I came because you were highly recommended.
Okay.
And let me add to that. I highly recommend Dr. Snyder. I highly recommend him. That's why I
appreciate that. Well, I'm honored and as we said, blessed to take care of you. I appreciate it. I love your advocacy for the program. And I think yours has a certain gravity because you're someone who's used to ministering to people. You're someone who's used to giving people advice that'll be good for their heart, for their soul, for their life. So if you're advocating for bariatric surgery, I think that's really powerful for me.
Thank you. Well, it's my joy to do that.
Yeah.
It's my joy, and happy to do that because I feel like I have a real debt to you, to your staff, for helping my life take a really great turn.
Well, similarly, we're indebted to you for giving us the opportunity to do that. Could you imagine our life without you? That'd be terrible.
Yeah, I know it would.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it.
Okay.